footytips.com.au TV.
Welcome to footytips.com.au TV. My name's Francis Leach and I'm here with Bev O'Connor to help you pick some winners for round 14 in your tipping competition first. So Bev, how'd you go round 13?
I think I did better than you, 6 out of 8, which wasn't unhappy with given it was such a close round.
Very good strike rate. Those damn Western Bulldogs let me down. I backed them in a big game, a crunch game, and they weren't up to it. I should have known coming up against Archer in the 300 that was never going to happen.
Very emotional day.
Emotional day also will be Friday. Telstra Dome, Essendon play Geelong, and Adam Ramanauskas returns for his first game of senior football in quite a long time. This game is going to be a special.
Will be, but Lloyd is out, and I don't like the Bombers when Lloyd is out. They haven't fired when he hasn't been in the team, and I think that although, as you say, Heard, big emotion there, I think though the Cats are looking like a really cohesive unit.
I'm with you on this one. 9 in a row possibly for Geelong. They've met every challenge so far. It should be a great game. To the MCG, Saturday, Collingwood hosts St Kilda. The Pies unlucky in a great game against the Hawks Sunday afternoon. The Saints winning against the Tigers 2 in a row. Are St Kilda a chance to make it 3?
Well, look, I have to say that I really think the Saints have steadied over the last couple of weeks. I think Ross Lyon has calmed them down. Such big expectations. He changed the game's plan up a little bit. Gehrig, Wakelin is going to be a very good matchup at Lee Montagna. Whoa.
He's emerged, hasn't he, as a new gun midfielder. He had 9 contested possessions last week, 31 in all, and maybe the Saints just with a bit of an edge in experience against a very exciting and committed Collingwood team who might find this next couple of weeks a bit of a challenge. So it'll be toss-up, I reckon, but I'm backing the Saints with my heart.
Saints for me too.
Western Bulldogs and Port Adelaide at the Telstra Dome Heritage Round. The Port will be wearing the black and white prison bar jumper, which the Collingwood people aren't too happy about. Me personally, I think it's fantastic.
Tough.
The Western Bulldogs, I've tried to believe in them all year, Rodney. Rodney, if you're watching this, I've tried to believe in them all year. I backed them in the tough games. They keep letting me down. I can't do it this week.
You can't? Well, I think I'm going to go back onto their bandwagon. Treadray is the key to Port Adelaide. I just think they've had a good run. They're coming over onto hostile territory. The Doggies will want to find something. I'm going to go for the Doggies this time.
They only had 43% of the ball last week against the Kangaroos. That's a massive discrepancy. They couldn't get near it, so they're going to need to be better. Port don't do that well at Telstra Dome, but I'm angry at the Dogs, so I'm going to go for Port. Adelaide and Hawthorn. The Crows are in a bit of an injury slump at the moment.
They are. They look at it. It's not looking that good for Adelaide. But I don't know, this is going to be a real tough one. I think that Hawthorn, they're looking super, but that was a very big match last week and they really got up for it. Can they do the same travelling over to Adelaide's home ground?
They haven't beaten the Crows at Amy Stadium for a very, very long time, but they won there against Port recently, so maybe that's the catalyst for them. I love their running style. I reckon the big ground suits the Hawks, and with an injured Adelaide, I'm going to go against my instinct and I'm going to pick the Hawks to win at Amy Stadium.
All right, no, I think I'll stick with Adelaide just because I think the Hawks, it's just been a big couple of weeks.
West Coast and Brisbane at Subiaco. 2 words, Ben Cousins, does he play?
Well, I mean, this is what makes it so hard. It's going to be electrifying if he does. I don't think they'll bring him back for this one.
They'll win?
They'll win either way.
I don't think we doubt they'll win, but that's the subplot here.
The subplot. And look, you've got some great matchups, but Daniel Kerr, you just can't go past him. But if Cousins comes back in, you can write off the Brisbane Lions.
Sydney and Fremantle. This is intriguing because whoever loses I think, drops off the pace in the finals race. At the SCG, the Dockers don't play too badly there. No. They don't play well on the road, but they haven't been too bad.
Nearly beat them there in the finals last year.
So what do you think?
Look, I think it's going to depend on whether Barry Hall plays. We don't know. Even if he does, he's a little bit iffy. So I think with him out, it just puts a lot more pressure on their forward line. 200th
game for Adam Goods, one of the quickest 200-game records in the history of the game. I backed the Swans here. Their second half against Geelong, they were appalling up until half-time. They kicked 2 goals up till half-time, but they were a lot better after that. I think they might have just found something to give them a little hope going into this game.
Jeff Farmer, the unknown quantity, but I think I'm with you, the Swans for me.
It'll be a fantastic game. Carlton and Melbourne, your team, the D's, heartbreak last Friday night. New coach for the interim, Mark Riley.
Yeah, look, he's a terrific bloke, but I think part of the cost of last week are the injuries this week. We saw David Neitz playing when he probably shouldn't have, Travis Johnston playing when he shouldn't have, a number of players now out for the season, Whelan, Rivers. So really, at the end of the day, it's going to be a tough one. A lot of pressure on Carlton to bounce back, but without Fev, good or bad, I think Melbourne can get there.
I'm going to pick the Blues only because I think the D's might have an emotional letdown after last week, and I think Dennis Pagan's on a hiding to nothing here, and if there's one thing Dennis does when his back's against the wall, he'll get the best out of him. It'll be a great game, but they've had your number the last couple of times, the Blues.
They certainly have, and if we're not ready for them now, we never will be.
And the Richmond Kangaroos game, the final one of the weekend. This will be super entertaining. The Tigers have only won one game, but they've been fantastic value to watch. They pushed the Saints all the way last weekend, and what can you say about the Roos? They just turned it on in spectacular style last week in the MCG.
But don't you think there could be that letdown again this week? But I do think the Kangaroos are hard. I think the Richmond team are a lot better than everyone gives them credit for. This is a line ball for me. I just don't know who to choose. And the Tigers let me down last week, but I'm going to give them another go.
I'm going to go with the Kangaroos because Dean Lathey has just managed to get this team to do exactly what it needs to do week in, week out. It should be one of the games of the weekend. It will be a ripper. Good luck with the D's on the weekend.
Thank you so much. You too, the Saints.
I'll be at the MCG in my red, white and black. I hope you get to the football wherever you are and that you go really well in your tipping competition, and we'll catch up with you next week.
At footytips.com.au TV.
footytips.com.au TV.